I forgot, I have to start. 1 second. Music down to somewhere around here. And oh, here I am. Oh God, how big I am. Hi, Johnny. Mihai, thank you very much. I hope that you can hear both me and the music. If you hate the music, just tell me there is some Twitch thingy. Stream is late because Jaffa. I lost the address. Can you send me once again your address? It's been sitting here near my desk and my wife will kill me. Just please send me somewhere the address. Okay. Mika, once again, thank you for becoming a YouTube channel member. This will be an awesome stream, and I'll tell you. Whoa, everybody's here. Daniel, pozdrav. Hi, nice seeing you. Okay. First of all, I can yell. I can yell as much as I like because I'm currently alone at home, and that doesn't happen that often. My older kid is out. She will be enlisting university this year and she's preparing for the entry exams. My wife and my youngest daughter are on a trip. You've seen, maybe if you follow me on Twitter, you've maybe seen the photo yesterday that I asked if you are thinking that it's a good idea to change the content that I do. They are actually in Milano, Italy, so I don't know if Vicky's here. They are on the designer week. It's called something like that, design week, fashion week, week of whatever. And they sent, oh yeah, nice seeing you. Everybody's here today. And they sent, and they're sending like a bunch of photos, and they are really awesome stuff. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to go with them, but yeah, a lot of bling stuff. They just sent a photo now of pink Lamborghini, and it looks awesome. So I'm alone. Nobody will interrupt me. The only people are alive currently at home are my dog and me, and my dog is ignoring me. He's downstairs, I'm upstairs. There has been a lot of stuff going on lately. I want to go through some of the things I did, will be doing, some of the fun things. I have Zim boards here on the desk, but if you don't want, we don't need to talk about them. But actually, I want to show something because this is an item that we ordered actually on one of my last streams. I was looking for a way to connect NVMe disks to the computer. The easiest way, of course, is via the USB 3. So yes, we can stream as much as we want. By the way, Johnny, I don't know if you've seen. I've been one not yesterday, day before yesterday. So it was Thursday, I think. I joined your stream on the Twitch and was silently watching you, but I did leave a comment there. If you don't know, Johnny is streaming on Twitch. He's playing games there. It was fun. So yeah, we can do 10 hour. I actually have 2 drinks today, so we can go as long as we want. We once again have energy drink. I think I still have only one in the fridge. And then for later on, we have Coke because I'm too lazy to make myself something else. So the image behind me, forget it. It's left from one of the streams. Yeah, your drunken stream. I was just too lazy today to change it. So my wife went on Tuesday, and from this Tuesday till Sunday, she will be arriving back tomorrow. I was like, jumping from project to project, either doing some things for the future videos, future projects. I was also doing work around the apartment. No drugs on YouTube. We don't do that. Finally, so my wife was not at home, so I decided to call in the guys to install the AC. AC will be AC will be installed next week. I wasn't able to squeeze that in a time frame she's gone. So I will be getting AC finally. I do have Tado AC controller somewhere around the desk. I need to install it later on. Then I decided to remodel the cupboard, which also hosts my equipment home. Synologies, routers, switches, everything. And I've been doing that for the last 3-4 days. I had the wall was covered with wallpaper, so I had to remove the wallpaper. I started to paint it. I painted the doors, and it sucked. And I think I will just pretend that nothing happened, put back everything, and pretend that. I also did a lot of planting because my wife likes to have flowers around the apartment. So that's a surprise for her. That's one thing. I also am 50, officially 50. Yay! I turned 50 last Sunday, so I'm already a week 50 years old. I feel like 50. I'm much smarter now, and everything is so Also, my father usually follows the streams, but today he cannot follow the stream because he took my sister and they went to Slovenia to get a hamster. Don't ask me. Thank you, Jaffa. And what else? So they went to get the hamster. Oh yeah. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Absorbing sun. Yeah. Then what else? Oh yeah. Wishing all the best to my mom. She's currently recovering from surgery. She had a spine surgery yesterday. Yay! The best club ever. So she had yesterday. Everything is okay. She's recovering. I just talked with her a couple of minutes ago. I know. I will. Hamsters. Okay, don't. I just like my sister. She's my sister, and I adore her because she's my sister. And the only person that you actually have besides your parents is your siblings, if you have siblings. But she's like. Actually, I think the hamster is coming from Slovakia, and it's been brought by somebody to Slovenia, to Ljubljana. So my father, my sister, and her daughter went to pick it up in Ljubljana. And I asked them, why do you go, you can buy it here in the shop for, I don't know, €5. Don't. This is family dirty underwear. So, really a lot of stuff has happened in the last two weeks since we had the stream. Hamster trafficking, yeah. I asked them if they have a vet certificate. They said we don't need vet certificate. We have now open borders, Schengen, something like that. Yeah. Hamster trafficking. You know how it starts. I would love to do the X-ray of that hamster. Who knows what he swallowed? My hamsters. Yeah. Okay. I did go to pick up my dog in another city, but I stayed within the country borders from Slovenia. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, my sister is great. My sister is like, she's special. What do we have for today's stream? I have a bunch of windows, but I'm looking currently at wrong windows. Okay. Let's change to something here. I'm actually updating one of my instances. This is the recording instance. I will also press update on this instance. This is the Zima board. Probably Jaffa. Who knows what he's smuggling inside? Oh, by the way, I had such a nice chat with Amazon. I was really, I did mention a couple of streams ago, because this was something that I ordered beginning of February, that I ordered Elgato Mini Light. So my desk is really small. I live in an apartment. I don't have, hey Mihai, hi Romania. I live in an apartment. It's not small apartment, but still I don't have a room or space for myself. So it's a two-story apartment. There is a open space here, and I have really micro desk. So my desk is, I think, 110 or 120 millimeters. So just above 1 meter. It's very, very small, everything. And I have to fit everything here. I try to keep my stuff. I don't try. My wife tries to keep all my stuff neat. I really do not try to keep my wife's neat. Where was I going with that? I'm getting old. Yeah, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Okay, never mind. So I have a lot of instances of everything. On my desk currently there are 2 Zima boards running. This one is the one that I recorded videos on it. I have also the other one, which is, it's rebooting. I also have this one here, which I will reboot just now. Let me switch to, I think this one here. Okay, mess on the desk. So I don't have that much space. That was what I was pointing to. He hates us. People at the office, he's 50. I work in IT company. I think that the average. So we have that daughter company, which was previously our RD department. They are doing mostly the AI stuff, machine learning, data analytics, and those guys are all Sheldons. I call them Sheldons. They're awesome guys, but I think that the oldest person there is like 30. So I'm like granddad to them there. So everybody's office is already like, he is 50. Go slow with him. What we will do? We will reboot this device. Let me just find here a reboot option. Not that one. Restart. Are you sure? Okay. So the screen blanked here. I will be pressing F11 and we will boot through NAS. Ooh. No, wrong button. Windows Boot Manager. No, Kingston. Okay, so we will be booting into TrueNAS and we will be looking at TrueNAS. I don't know. Does anybody here have TrueNAS? No, sorry, not TrueNAS. Unraid or Uniraid, how I call it. Anybody here using Unraid? UN-RAID. So that's something that I want to go. Okay, it's booting up. Because I want to try and hook up this. This is also very old drive. I pulled this one, I think, from the Microsoft Surface when I replaced the drive there. Microsoft is telling us you cannot replace drives. Yes, you can. Hey, Joseph, thank you very much. I always forget about that. Okay, so we on one of the last streams, microphone is here, but you can probably hear me. On one of the last streams, I was looking at the options on how to connect those drives in some kind of USB case. While this does go in, I'm not happy with this one. I'm afraid that it can get wrongly seated or something like that. Okay, if I mess something up and connect this to my PC, I may crash PC. So we will not be crashing PC because it would be. That's what I wanted to. I actually got it 2 days ago. I didn't plug it into anything. We will be plugging it into blah 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 blah. We'll be plugging it into the Zima board. Let me pull the. I don't have extension cables. Okay, let's pull this out. Sky Connect Special Edition. God, my desk is full. And 3, 2, 1. Ooh, we have a light. Actually, I never used. I actually never used Unraid until I did use it last week or install it last week. Oh, username and password. If I've been lazy, and I think I have been lazy for test purposes, Did I really make that mistake? Nope. Shoot! Everything is okay. So, hamster. Yeah. I usually, when I test something, just in order to be safe that I don't forget the password, I always go with BeardedTinker. But obviously this time I didn't go. Why I didn't go that? I don't know. Let's do it like this. Unplug. I'll plug it here. I will not be doing password recovery because next topic. No, let's. Oh shoot! For that I have to use. Once again, anybody installed Unraid? If you haven't installed it, there is a simple way on how you can do that, and that is to use this one here. Let me do display capture. Oh, it's very small. I apologize for that. So we'll be going with the stable version, Uniraid Unraid 6.11, server called Tower. We will be using DHCP select. We will be using this stick and write image, erase and write. And okay, I didn't have a license, so I didn't buy a license, so we are good there. What is the default username and password for? Oh, a root. Too late. Well, never mind. Until this one finishes, let's go to the another topic. And I think that Blackadder, you will be interested with that one. By the way, if somebody doesn't follow Blackadder on Twitter or doesn't know him, go check out his account. Let me also pull it here. Twitter. Hope nothing pops up. Yeah, the password was blank, but I think that you have to, since the newer releases, I think require you to change the password. So the username is probably root and the password was probably Tinker. But yeah. Okay, let me paste here a link to Blackadder. He has an awesome website where you can learn a lot about a lot of things. He's doing a lot of Tasmota. I don't blame him for that, but you know, nobody's perfect. He has also nice reviews. He has also nice reviews of the products, etc. So what with this one? Next week, I know. Okay, so I needed a bit of break on doing standard Home Assistant videos, and couple of reviews videos helped me. I really do like Zimaboard, and I will be doing a bit more videos about Zimaboard. One of the things I was hoping to have video in next 2 weeks was arcade station, how they call it, how to plug this in a TV, you know, get the USB controls and play games. But I had a very unpleasant conversation with Amazon. So what actually happened? I work at one company, but I also have my company. I'm owner, my wife works there, I don't work there. But more or less everything related to YouTube is done through that company. It just makes things easier for the taxes and everything. So sometimes I buy stuff from Amazon, for example, from my company that is later on used in content creation, etc. Writing is done. Okay, so I can unplug this, plug it back in, plug in the keyboard, plug in the power, press F11, so what happened? In February I ordered Elgato Light Mini because, as I said, I have a small setup and I have issues here on how to set up everything, to get the cameras, you know, to show the desk. And later on I will show you one thing that's arriving also that I'm really looking forward to. I think that Johnny at least has something, if not better than this one, but if I do some kind of videos, he will appreciate it. I think that finally I'm getting that. So the problem is lighting here on the desk. If you look at this camera, this light is actually light coming from here. If I do electronics, if I do, when I did a longer video, when I did half video, the problem was lighting on that device that's sitting on the desk. So I ordered the mini light. Something like that. I was so pissed. So this is the light I ordered in February that was in stock. You know, when you order stuff that's in stock, I usually get it in maximum 5 days, 7 days if there's some holidays or weekends or something like that. And I ordered a mini light after 3 weeks of not receiving any information about delivery, any update. It was still in the pending state. I contacted support and they said, okay, listen, cancel that order. We will give you $10, €10 voucher because the price has gone up, and reorder. Maybe there was a fault in the system. So I did that. And then again, it was 20th of March. So a bit over a month ago. And then when I was doing a Zimaboard video, I decided to buy also USB controllers. I got cheap 18 euros. It's important that it's 18 euros, so it's like not like 200 euros controller. It was like $18 USB controller. I couldn't find it locally. Maybe if I would put more effort, I would find it locally, but probably the price would be double or triple that. And I just need something for testing. You know, that's like stuff that I will probably use once, twice. If I like, maybe I will use it more, but probably not. And I ordered that. And I also decided to expedite Mini. So I upgraded shipping from 10 euro shipping to 38 euro shipping for 50 euro device. And they said, okay, both of these will be here next Monday. And 2 days ago I received notification that the items have landed. The items have landed and that I need to contact customs. Which I was like, okay, but I ordered stuff from Amazon EU, from Germany website. It was sold by Amazon EU, which is also very important. How comes? And they said, sorry, Amazon EU has warehouses all over the European Union, including UK, and the items were actually shipped to you from UK. And I said, like, oh, and we cannot do anything about it because we don't know from which warehouse it will be shipped. So listen, Amazon UK can have Amazon UK web warehouse. If I buy from Amazon EU, those are the things that should be in the EU warehouse, not in China or whatever. No, there is simply no way for us to know from where the item will be shipped. Listen, the IT company with all that AI and stuff doesn't know from where it will ship the goods. Okay, but it's same. For example, if it would be brick and mortar store, it would be same for me going to the brick and mortar store and buying something off the shelf, going to the register, item costs 20 euros. They said, oh, listen, but you also have to fill in the paperwork, do the imports and everything for that. Okay. So why is that the issue? The issue is because I ordered it as a company, and if Blackadder is Blackadder knows probably I'm a company. I ordered that as a company. If I would order that as a physical person, like me, bearded jerk, I would just fill in the paperwork, do the import, pay the paperwork, pay the import, pay the taxes, whatever. It would be... but since I ordered that as a company, in order for me to import anything, I first need to register as import. Then I have to get that stupid number to be imported. Then I have to find a company that will do the paperwork for me and pay everything for the items that cost like 80 euros total and 40 euros of shipping on top of that. And they decided to cancel my order. They contacted the UPS or somebody, and they will do the full refund, and sorry. What I don't get it, this is the IT company, how they don't know from which warehouse they're selling stuff. They don't make the mistake and offer me goods from US warehouse. For me currently, sorry Java for that, but for me currently UK is same as US, it's imports. And I was like really in a bad mood because I was expecting to do the video on that, and now I cannot do video on that. Okay, let's go back to the device. It has booted. Hey Vic! Ciao, come stai? Va bene? I don't know if you've seen my Twitter yesterday. That bling chair from, was it Versace? No, it was Louis Vuitton or something like that. It's from Milano. Let's change the screen. Yeah, I remembered correctly. It was a British hamster. Remind me that the password is Tinker. We will not need to do that twice. Whatever. Let's ignore dashboard. So as you can probably not see, you can see maybe. We have this here. Let me remove this, and where is that cable? Okay, we have unraid, or how I call it, uniraid. I don't know why I call it uniraid. I did like 20 mistakes in the last video and I cut most of that. It's important to, okay. My wife and my daughter are currently there. So, I know that there is a way to do something here. Let's go to main. Parity shares. Array must be started with shares. Array. Disk settings. Global. No. Can we even add this? Your flash drive is corrupted or offline. My flash drive is not corrupted or offline. The LED is blinking. Well, funny. So I cannot add the USB device here. I could add it somewhere else, but not here. Your flash drive is corrupted or offline, but it's not corrupted and it's not offline. Well, that's it. Let's forget about it. I'm not going to play with that. I'm going to insert this into PC and see if PC says something. No, it's not registering. It's not registering. No, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this one, as I mentioned previously before, we were so rudely interrupted with me trying to get Unirate working. Unraid Unirate. Yeah. This will be the next video. We had a stream, I think 2 weeks ago, about the Health One Plus. I've been printing a lot with it. I used around 1.5 kilos. I will do that after the stream. I will use a hammer to turn it on and off. I did a lot of printing, and Blackadder posted a couple of images on Instagram of his prints with the FDM printer. Spoilers. Do you want to see spoilers about the stuff I printed? Just give me a second. Chair streams are the best streams. Okay, so on the stream where we looked at the HUD printer, I did a test print, which is... you were gossiping me behind my back. No. Let me turn this camera. So okay, no, spoilers. I have a car with a spoiler, you know, so it drives faster. This is the item we printed on after the stream. The problem with this item is that I cut my fingers, I don't know how many times, because the details are awesome, but you simply cannot print anything like this on FDM. There is no way that you can do anything even close to the quality of resin printer. Okay, everybody knows it. So I wish I had something like that as a I wish I had something like that as a kid to print, you know, figurines, etc. Because I had a lot of them, from toy soldiers to Star Wars figures, etc. But I didn't. So everybody knows that resin printers, in terms of printing stuff for the I have goosebumps now. Stuff like that, you know, is awesome. Next, what I did is I printed this tower case, which is, this camera is really sucking. The details you probably not see. It has stairs, but you can probably see a spiral inside. So there is like a 1 millimeter or less spiral going all the way to the bottom of this. You know, details and finishes. It's like you'd buy that in a store. Okay, great. Let's go through a couple of other models. Vic, that's right. So once again, Star Wars month, or May the 4th is approaching, so I printed this. This is like, it's like you could be selling them and people would be buying them. It's perfect. There is no single imperfection. Sorry. Okay. Then I wanted to push things a bit further. So I said, okay, let's see how far and by the way, this is stock printer with the stock settings, with the stock everything. Nothing has changed. I didn't lower or used any available better resolution than the standard one. This is the standard out-of-box resolution. This is Church of Notre Dame. I'm sorry for the camera. It doesn't, you know, railings. It's like, wow. Okay, fine, but I'm still in the comfort territory for the resin printer, and that's models. Let's show one another, which I know Blackadder will be happy to see, although it's not the same figurine he did on his Instagram post, but it's very close, of course. We will burn it later down the road. It's like perfect. The face of Grogu and details on the uniform and everything here are okay. So far we have looked only at things that people are selling resin printers for, but I wanted to test some other things. Articulated prints. FDM printers can print them. If they are not well tuned, they can have imperfections, but this thing ended up printing awesome. It even has a nice face on it, which again I cannot get focus. It's like, wow. But reason why I wanted to test the resin printer is actually what Vic mentioned, project cases. I usually print stuff for my ESP devices on a 3D printer, and it works out great. But this one looks like molded case. This is really a molded case. Yeah, it was a single print. This is a Diguna case. I have like 5 or 6 of them. There is one issue here. I had problems scraping it off the build plate, so I snapped it here a bit. This is my mistake. But this is like perfect, awesome print. Okay. And then the next thing that I also have tons of. I apologize here, I had problem with the resin. It was leftover resin that I printed this, and it was already beginning to be thick. But still, this is a case for the high grow. Buttons go like this. Like this, sorry, here. Yeah. Yeah. So that's okay. So you probably all know that I really love to tinker with stuff and play with stuff, and I always wanted to try 3D. I always wanted to try the resin printer. I wanted to try the models. I will be doing a bunch more models. I have to buy resin. On the other hand, printing with resin is frustrating. I will be talking about lessons learned in my video, because I had a couple of something that you will, if you have a normal printer, you put a spool of filament, it can smell bad if you're printing ABS, but nothing compares to the smell of resin. It's terrible. At the end, what I did, we have, when you enter the apartment, on the left side you have small toilet. I confiscated or requisitioned the toilet, put there the printer, closed 2 doors, and you could still smell the resin from the resin printer with the window open. And I was doing like 2 days of non-stop and toxic. So yeah, I was doing like 2 days of non-stop printing just to get rid of the smell. You know, I said to my wife, listen, it will be stinking for 2 days, I have to finish that. I'm currently printing also something. I'm doing a test print that people usually do on 3D printers, just to show how you cannot compare those 2 technologies. FDM is great for printing. I would really love to have, you know, yes, Vic, I would really love to have house with a basement or shop where I could keep those printers, where I could print all day, all night, all the things that I want to print. But resin printers smell so bad. A resin can get everywhere. Everywhere. I spent like half a box of gloves in the 2 weeks, and I still got resin on my phone. I got the resin everywhere. Johnny, yeah. So you have quality of prints on one side, and all the negative aspects of when you finish the print, it just drools for half an hour. But you have to take it down, remove the supports, which is better, or wash it, then remove supports, which is worse. But at the end, what I did is I went for that one. Then you have to cure it. Biggest mistake I ever did was I decided to pour the resin that was left over from the basin back to the bottle, and I did it outside. And you know, balcony is near the toilet, so I just removed the basin, put on the fence bottle, prepared to pour everything, started to pouring, and it was solidifying because a fool forgot UV light is curing it. Actually, it was sunny day and it started curing while I was pouring it back in the bottle. It cured all over my vat in the places where it wasn't supposed to be cured. I was cleaning it for the next 3-4 hours. I didn't damage the film, but I almost damaged the film. So on one hand, everything you get out of resin printer is like, wow, it can go on exhibitions. Candidate order free. Yeah. Yeah, but what I do is I usually have that glove and I scratch then my nose, for example. So I have to take a wash. But thanks, Vic, for that one. So it was mess. And that's why I'm split. I said to myself, I really would like to continue printing, but this printer will be moved somewhere else. It will not be anymore in my apartment. We have a nuclear bomb shelter down where we'll be now installing table tennis and things like that. I will probably move that to fallout shelter down below, give access to everybody in the building, to print if they want to print. It's a large space, open space. It can be well ventilated. So that's the biggest issue. I love it, but it's so much pain. Yeah. So my next week's video will be actually about this Hot One Plus printer. I'm really grateful. I didn't expect it. I received, as I mentioned on the stream, the whole kit, meaning the printer plus the curing station, something like this. Not 2 bottles, but 1 bottle. But yeah, it was really. I will be using it, and I think that in future I will make a queue of or list of things I want to print. Then I will dedicate 1 or 2 days. Yeah. Once a month I will spend 1 or 2 days somewhere printing, but not in the apartment. And it's. I know that my daughter will now make me a very long list of things she wants to do because she's seen these models. As said, this I think the best print except the Notre Dame Church is this one of Mandalorian with baby Yoda or Grogu. They really are perfect. So that's next video. One other video I'm preparing, I did tease with a couple of images on the Twitter, is once again something that doesn't have to do anything directly with Home Assistant or Smart Home or anything directly. Why I say directly? Because it can be hacked. So yeah, you cannot see it. Make Block really wanted me to do a video on their stuff, on their products, and they've sent me this one here. It's Mbot Ultimate. This one here. It's for kids 14 plus. This is just first test model that you can do. It's Arduino based. It has 2, 3, 4 motors. You can control it via the Bluetooth. You can program it. You can program it visually in terms of mic. Okay, since I built my Voron, and I built it about year and a half ago, I never printed with anything except ABS. The smell of ABS is bad, but comparing it to the resin, it's like, I wouldn't call it a perfume, but resin has like rotten eggs. I don't know what kind of smell the resin has. There are odorless resins. I didn't test them. This was the original Creality resin, as I wanted to go stock, just to be sure that everything will be printed according to the specs and everything. I will try odorless resins. I will try other types of resins because I didn't know that there are that many types of the resins, heat resistant, dental resin. I wish I got dental resin because I wanted to print it also with dental resin. because I like functional stuff. I like stuff that can be used to make something and make things better. For example, you have a small island with a small population of people. Just imagine having a dentist there that has the ability to print stuff that he would normally have to order somewhere from land or whatever. So I like stuff that can be not just used for play, but has a purpose. Okay, so I started playing with this. This is a Bluetooth board. Okay, you will not see unless I change the camera. Let's go full. This is Arduino Bluetooth module. I really like this. I know that it's for kids 14 plus and I'm 50 plus currently, not yeah, but I enjoyed. I spent 2.5 hours with my daughter assembling it. I downloaded the app, but I'm lacking 4 more batteries and I was lazy to buy them, so I need to buy the batteries to record stuff with that. And I will really be enjoying doing a video on this one. I know that it at the end doesn't have to do anything with Home Assistant or Smart Home, but since this is Arduino based, somebody much smarter than me could actually find a way on how to hook up this to something and make it do something. This is, as I said, just the one of the things that you can build with it. Walkers, cameras, there are a lot of things that you can do, and I like it because if you, for example, are a parent that is in the IT or that is in the STEM, and you see that your kids have inclined towards the STEM, these things can really help them, learn to program or learn to do mechanics or learn to do a lot of stuff. So that's why I'm really enjoying playing with this kit. I think that there are a lot of things that I will be doing with it. Unfortunately, my daughter, although she loved it and she really had a great time with me assembling it, and really she was assembling, because you have to do 2 of the each. I was assembling one side, she was assembling the other, and then we just assembled everything in a one big driving hand. So this is one of the future videos that will be arriving. I don't think that it will be next week or in 2 weeks, but it will take some time for me to assemble, disassemble, do the recordings, do with my daughter coding, because I already did one video where she was my guest on the video doing the coding stuff. So yeah, okay, let's look at the next one. I will be doing a bit more videos on Zima boards. I want to try some other stuff. And somebody asked me in the YouTube comments about my system, because I said something in a video that can go either way. But yeah, I do think that maybe replacing my Home Assistant setup at one point, not currently, with Zima board. I think that yellow is great. I do my recordings now on yellow, but yellow is Raspberry Pi. When I started, my recording setup was on Intel NUC that died. I did repair it, but I never ever got it working. Didn't install everything from scratch there. There was a Proxmox with a couple of instances of Home Assistant. I think that one of my Synologies that I'm currently using as a test setup, I will be disconnecting. Instead of it, I will be installing Zima board, and in future I will be doing a lot more testing and stuff on Zima board, and eventually I may even switch my setup from Synology to Zima board. Not because Synology is bad, but yeah. So that's okay. Now, one thing that I don't know how to position. I would like to do it. I had a cold for 2-3 weeks, and one of the biggest problems with old men like me, grumpy old man like me, is that when you have a cold, when you sleep on your back, you snore. I was actually approached by Nitetronic company to do a video review of this pillow. And actually, that's something that also made me think of creating a separate channel where I would be having a main channel that I would be doing smart home stuff, mostly around Home Assistant, but I also want to go into stuff not just Home Assistant, and then to have the other channel that I will be doing stuff that I find interesting or that I'm curious about or something like that. A lot of creators or fools on the internet that do videos, we get approached by a lot of companies offering various things, and I was joking for a week about this one, but the more I look at it, I really would like to see $700 pillow. You know, $700 or $659 pillow. How do you sleep on $659 pillow? Is it really that good? I'm because of the cold and everything, I had trouble sleeping. I was like waking in the up. You know, I'm also old now, and I did read everything I ever accept from any company. Yeah, you're right. Everything I ever am asked to do a video on, I do a lot of research. I'd spend at least 3 or 4 hours on every email from any company I receive to check the products, to see what are some of the other reviews. Is there something bad about the product, bad about the company? Just to be safe that I don't do video on stuff that can burn down your house, that is scam, and things like that. Mika, probably true. But I was really curious about that one, and I've seen a couple of reviews from people that bought them for their own money. So somebody was willing to spend $700 on this pillow, and he said that he never had better pillow in his whole life. And I was like, I'm sleeping on IKEA pillows, pillow that you buy for 20, 40, 50 euros. Nah, it's like 50 euros is much, probably like 40 euros a pillow or something like that. And I have same pillow, I don't know how long. My father just replaced the how it's called, the mattress, and bought everything, mattress, linings, everything, and he spent something like price of this pillow. I'm curious. I'm really curious. I did have conversation with them. They said, "Don't worry. See, if you cannot do it now, or you don't want to do it now, just feel free to contact us later, and we will do that." So, but I'm curious. I never ever had something that expensive to sleep on. Maybe the mattress. Okay. True. Yeah. Well, yeah. That would be also okay. That would be also okay. Oh, one thing. I think that 50% of all the inquiries I get is game and NFTs, and those are probably all the scams. So I never go with any. If you see NFT review or something about that sponsoring the channel, you know that something bad has gone wrong. I'm probably bankrupt and I need cash. Yeah. But yeah, I tell you, I think my father just bought the whole mattress for the like king size bed with linings for it and everything, and he spent like, okay, 800 euros, and it was like top of the line mattress or whatever, something, you know, like additional back supports and things like that. It's a pillow. But I'm really curious, how can a pillow cost that much, and is it really great? But back to, let's skip that one and go to something else, and I think that Johnny, you will be interested in this one. Yeah, probably like that. This here. You know, let's put things in perspective. I'm married with 2 kids. My wife works, but I bring most of the income. She's also the one holding the whole household and making sure we are all clean, dressed, home is clean, we have something to eat, etc. But she spends less time working. That's how we decided she wanted to do that. She takes care of the family. I take care of the cash. And I don't. YouTube does bring, even with those 20 something subscribers, it does bring something, but not much. I like doing electronics project, but as I said, I'm hamster. You know, each week I have to think of a new project, record new project, and release a video. And it's usually, yeah, correct, Vika. You are definitely correct. So I have no problem in spending some money in mobile phone, or in a good keyboard, in a good camera, in stuff like that I know that I will be using a lot. Problem is that I bought a couple of cameras, nothing like this, to do electronics, because I'm also getting old and my eyesight is getting worse. So I have problem with the electronics, and when the company approached me and they said, listen, do you want to do video on that? And I was like, wow, let me first check this, and I will get back. It has HDMI output, which is great, not for me, because currently I do not have a setup where I can record out of HDMI output, but let's say it's future proof if one day I do get enough money to buy a new card or capture card. But it has SD card where I can record. If I, for example, do a project and I use this to record part of the video, I can export that to SD card and import in my video editing software. I had always problem with that because none of the cameras that I have that great zoom, and I did a bunch of research on that. It ended up being a really good camera, on really good Microsoft, really good camera that I think that you can, with it you also receive add-on that can be used as a normal microscope for biological slides. So I really am looking forward to doing a video on this and with this in future, because it will solve one of the issues I have. I did a couple of videos where when I soldered first SMD board. I did video on that. I never released it. It's still in my archives because the quality of the video was so bad that I decided not to release that video. Also, on some of the other projects, when I was soldering, 99% of the footage I did was like scrap, and it was never included in videos, or I didn't do videos on that because I had bad footage. And I think that, for example, this will resolve part of the issues I have there. So that's why I'm really looking forward to this one. It will be probably here in a week or so, and I'm very happy that they sent it from China and they're sending it FedEx, so customs and everything will be once again fun. But yeah, so this is something that I will be doing probably in a month or something like that. I also for the by the way, all of you that are channel members, if you haven't connected your Discord account, if you have it with the YouTube account, go connect your YouTube and Discord accounts, because it opens up one additional channel called Super Helpers, where I post some stuff. It's like stuff on the future projects, stuff that if some company contacts me, what they sent me, where I ask you if you want to do, if you think that, for example, when I was doing longer video, they offered to send me a laser cutter or 3D printer, and I know we were commenting on laser cutters. I would love to play with one, but I'm not sure that I would ever feel comfortable in recording video on those low-end laser cutters because of all the possible issues to your health and fire hazards, etc. So we're commenting also that, for example, there. But why I mentioned that one is because this here. This is also arriving. I have Jaffa. Thank you. Yeah, in time once again. I just, because of this, they contacted me like yesterday on Thursday. Once again, they contacted me. Seed Studio has sent me some stuff. I like Seed Studio. I mentioned that there are companies that I like to work with. I don't get paid. I don't do that much. I think I so far only had 2 sponsored videos in 3, almost 4 years of my channel. One was with the Switchbot last summer, and the other one was PCBWay. And actually, I would love to work with PCBWay, and they are really pushing me to do something together. But I don't want to do video on, cans of air, and it was like brought to you by PCBWay. I want to make a video where I do electronics, and it's connected. It has flow, and it's connected with the sponsor. It's like I want this to feel complete, not like. And now let's take a moment to talk about sponsor that has nothing to do with topic. So I'm really looking forward to this one. As I mentioned, I really like Seed Studio. This is round display for Shao series. Shao series is the same one I used for the wave sensor. You connect Xia board here. This one is used to power it. This one is used to not power it. It is used for something else. A battery is used for something else. The normal battery is connected here. I did order also battery. Probably battery will be here in a couple of weeks. And they asked me if I want to good one. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I really like. They're like always pushing to do videos, but they want me to do something also that is related to what they do. For example, when I did the Zigbee keypad, they sponsored the PCBs, and I loved it. It's like they're part of the project. It's not detached. It's where they are. They're pushing me also to pushing me. They would love me to use other services, such as, for example, either CNC or 3D printing. But 3D printing I don't need, and CNC I don't know what I would ask them to do. So maybe something. Okay, so I'm not still sure what I'll do with this. They really, Seed Studio sent this and they said that, you know, do whatever you want. They're sending me a bunch of the other sensors and things like that. I'm really not sure. I had the idea of doing something like steampunk clock for the desk or something that would be used to present information from the home assistant. But the problem, and Johnny, you know, is the how to create screens from within ESP Home. You know, I'm no designer, and I would be terrible at that. So I'm still not sure what I would do with this. But I really like the device. It reminds me of, I don't know who has seen that project of the guy who created his own smartwatch. He printed the case of wood filament, and it looked like it was a really fun project. So they're sending me that. What else they're sending? They're sending me this one here. They're sending me also SCD41. This is a CO2 temperature humidity sensor. They're sending me mini PR motion sensor, baseboard, which allows you to easily hook up everything to the shower boards. And this one here. Dual core ESP S3 chip. This is S3, not C3. S3. Wi-Fi BLE, battery charger, built-in camera sensor, digital microphone, blah 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 blah. Suitable for embedded machine learning. Like, ever tried S3s? Some time ago, when I started the channel, I did Arduino videos and, you know, compiling and everything. I decided against it because people that never did that can get confused and have issues with it. It's much easier to work with ESP Home, and I'm not sure if S3 is supported. I think it is currently. It is already supported, but I have to check. But if it is supported, then I will probably lose the ability to use the camera, etc. So I need to check out what actually I could do with it. Maybe something back to Arduinos. I'm not sure. We will see. Back to this screen here. Roborock display. Oh, Stepan, hi. Yeah, I did see something. Let me check if that's the last thing I've seen from you or not. Where is it? Where did you post it? Yeah, Roborock vacuum. Yeah, I did see it. Oh, sunset, lights turned on, and yeah. So okay, yeah, I will have to dig into that one. Tasmota. Okay, let me check up with the chat. Yeah. Johnny, no problem. I was, you know, I talked about it. It's you know, I'm aware why those companies send free stuff. They send free stuff because, for example, I do a video, it's seen by 5 people or hopefully more, and they out of 5 people 2 buy it, or out of 1,000 people 2 buy it, and they get extra sales, extra promotion, they talk about it, blah 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 blah. But you know, it's like you feel like a lady of the night, where I'm trying to keep the PG rating here, where I'm aware that I'm prostituting myself for the pillow, screen, printer, Zima boards. And by the way, I really would like to thank those guys. I don't know if it's by mistake or what. They never ever said to me anything. They did say that they will send me one. I finished recording the video, I was editing it, and then the second board arrived. And I was like, open the package. I was like, my daughter was sitting there and it's like, you didn't expect that one? I said, no, but I'm so glad I got it, because I can keep one intact for the project I'm doing and then still play with the other one. But what I said is that nice. I'm really looking forward to see what you will be doing with that one. Oh, sorry to hear that. Have a nice night. By the way, if you want a pillow, I know a good one where you can sleep for $700. Michael, have fun. You know, but it's all at the end how you feel after cooperation with something. I'm not Paul Hibbert, and I'm not Brian. I'm not Steve from Steve Reviews. Those are the guys that live out of YouTube. For me, YouTube is hobby, and I like it that way. I have my day job that pays most of the bills and everything. So everything I do and everything that is generated by YouTube at the end goes back to the YouTube. Usually I add something on top of it, but that's a different story. I'm aware that I'm a lucky one who doesn't live out of YouTube, and I don't care about sponsors. I'm more interested in seeing stuff that I would like to test and play with and things like that than, you know, finding sponsors. There is actually one company that I like very much that for no apparent reason stopped communicating with me for a year. And I was like really surprised because we had a good cooperation, and they just like stopped communicating. And then last week they just like said, hey, we haven't contacted you in a long while, so this and that. I was like, okay, sure, yeah, why not? For example, I still like that company from the consumer perspective, but I'm not that fun with them from content creator perspective. Same thing would go for Shelly. I am small channel if you compare it to the Everything Smart Home, or Lewis once again, or somebody else. They have 100, 200, whatever thousand. I have 20 or something. Don't get me wrong, this is nothing wrong against anybody here, but more towards those companies. You know, they come, hey, listen, we will be releasing a new product, whatever. Don't care. Do you want us to send one? They usually just go like that. They don't say do video on it. They don't say do review. They just said, do you want to play with it? And I said, yeah, because I really like to play with it. I have boxes and boxes full of devices that I played. Some of them never ever received it, although maybe they could potentially. Oh, there is also one spoiler. If I forget about it, somebody remind me. It's about 27th of April and the Home Assistant stream that will be Year of the Voice Part 2. There is one spoiler I have here, which is actually not a spoiler, but it can help you if I give that information to you now. But let me finish about this one. So Shelly was okay. I still have 80% of the stuff from Shelly that I bought with my own money, and let's say 20% of the stuff they sent to me. For example, I was very grateful for them to send me the Valve to test because I would never ever buy. I like the device, but I never ever would have bought it myself because I don't need it. I usually buy stuff that I want to test and play with that I can use, and I know that I wouldn't use this one here. So I was really happy for them to say, do you want to test it? Because it allowed me to test, and it allowed me also to be able to respond to questions since somebody asked me either on the Discord or in the YouTube comments. That's also why I decided not to give away, if I have one of the items, to not give away that one, because people watch my videos after 2 years, ask me something, and I really do try to answer questions I can, and I want to be able to test if something is changed. Okay, and I had okay one-way relationship with them because they would tell me, Shell would tell me, so listen, we are releasing one device, do you want to test it? They would send me the Valve, for example, or the new motion sensor 2, which actually replaced my one sensor with the 2. But whenever I asked them some specific questions, they released the product and documentation was still not up, and I asked them questions about the product, I asked them some specifics, I never received any answer. Never in a million years. Never. Tuya is more or less same. Tuya is one-way communication. They don't send free stuff, but it's mostly one-way communication. Sonoff, on the other hand, I don't know what Blackadder is your opinion about them. While I don't prefer Wi-Fi products on a closed software, even if it can be Tasmatized, I do prefer, for example, Zigbee. If we look at Sonoff products, I would rather go with Zigbee than Wi-Fi. But they try to communicate. At least lately, they have started to communicate. You can get more information. I was asking a couple of questions about the NS panel. About the iHost, and they said, okay, let's jump to the WhatsApp so we can communicate more, faster than via email. So they try to communicate. They try to give you the answers, the questions. Not all the answers you get are something that you like per se, but you do get the answers. For Tuya, it's not like that. You can see that from all the other stuff. I was really, really sad to see a lack of that communication. Blackadder, nice, thank you for that, because it really means a lot. Sometimes I try to predict questions that I will have and try to respond to them before I get them, or when I get questions, I really would like to help people with the decision. Yeah, that's right. They don't actually. Tuya is ecosystem. You did a great comparison, because Tuya doesn't make anything. Okay, they make servers and APIs and heart of the products, but products themselves are manufactured by other companies, and it's like previously Xiaomi or Akara branding or Xiaomi branding. You had Xiaomi vacuum, which was in fact Roborock vacuum, but they just stamp on it, change some bits and pieces, and you could use it through Xiaomi app and not through Roborock app. So Voron Design just released something. Just my wife called. A lot of people, a lot of stuff going on here. Let's ignore it. So it's like I really would love to have most of the answers when somebody asks me, and there are some companies that provide that answers, others don't. While I'm not a fan of the products, I like Sonoff. While I'm a fan of the products, Switchbot, yeah, I really was a big fan of them, but the lack of communication I had with their PRs, team, etc. is... You have CEO that follows me and I follow him, and Blackadder, I think you also follow him and he follows you. He's a very talkative guy. I think he's CEO or CTO or something like that in the company. Then you have PR that you cannot access. You know, you ask question, never receive response. You just like, wow. You know, like look at your CEO and communicate. He's communicating. Okay, let's stop rambling about that. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Okay, so spoiler, which actually is not spoiler. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawers full of stuff. Plus 6 boxes here and yeah, everything. Let me change to this here. And while I change, I will also first Google it here. Okay, so on 27th of April, just a second. Okay, on 27th of April, there will be a stream called Home Assistant Year of the Voice Chapter 2. There is a path that they said on how things will progress in this year in terms of they will start with the intents and things like that. They will try to bring as much languages in as possible. The second thing that they want to do is text to speech and speech to text. And the last thing that they are interested in currently is the wake up words and things like that. So if you want to get yourself ready for this stream, this thing will be presented. It's actually not this thing, but this thing will be needed. It's a grand stream that has 2 ports. One is for the Ethernet, the other one is for analog phone. This is actually mid VoIP / SIP / whatever. It is used to convert the analog phone, so you can hook up the old phone with the rotary dial, for example, here, and then you can have it go via the IP network as a VoIP or SIP. This one is called Grandstream model HT01, and I will be posting a link in a chat here. So they will be presenting a way to communicate with Home Assistant via analog phones. You hook up your old phone, which is also one thing that I will not get in time because I ordered that also from Amazon. It didn't arrive. And the idea is you just, talk to a phone. Home Assistant will recognize your voice and give you answer and do command that you talk via the phone. So there is no wake up word. Wake up word is when you pick up the phone itself. It will wake up and communicate directly with Home Assistant. Home Assistant will do speech to text and then text to speech. And there are some other possible ways on how to do that. One of the benefits of being part of the content creators Home Assistant network or ecosystem or whatever, we have once a month a stream, once a month calls, where we talk about. It's usually 1 week before the next release. So, for example, next call will be next Wednesday, when we will talk about things that will be included in the beta version. And after our stream is done, usually they pack and prepare the beta release. And after that, you can check out the beta version. So we get most up-to-date information on the future release. On the previous stream, it will not be calling. It will just be picking up the phone. But I'm so sorry that I couldn't get that one. I was looking actually at a couple of phones. Let me find you something here. I wanted to buy something like this. Or even like this. You know, but at the end, paying 100 euros just to have one video on it. I wish I was loaded and I could spend 100 euros on that. But you can actually hook up any analog phone. You don't dial anything, because as soon as you pick up the phone, it will automatically connect you to the Home Assistant. So there is no wrong number. But I like the idea, like having monitors here, everything like modern, and then having an old-fashioned analog phone you pick up and said, turn off the kitchen lights or something like that. Operate, yeah, it's like wow, yeah, exactly. And having it would be so awesome to have something retro, not like this bling bling, but something similar. And I got some retro phone. I was looking at, I have to have red phone. No, I have to have retro phone. Then I wanted to get wall-mounted phones, the old ones. Oh, I found one. Oh, come on. I found these working. Phones like these that are working. Oh, this one. Just imagine having this on the wall, but the old version. Oh, it's like wow. But spending too much money on phone like that with nope. But I really like the idea. To have that old style phone when you talk and have. When I was young. Come on. Pop up. Even older than these, it would be like awesome. Where is it? No. Retro wall mount. Retro phone wall. Come on. Yes. This one. Just imagine having a phone like this, and then pick up and talk to turn off bedroom lights, and probably the sound would be bad. It wouldn't recognize it. Look, turn off the bedroom light. Off. Oh yeah. So what I wanted to say is, if you're interested and would like to test it, there probably will be other ways, but we as creators were informed that if we want to jumpstart to get ourselves hand on this Grand Stream box HT 801, and yeah. Okay, so this is not it's a spoiler. Well, people have issues with it, sometimes they put comments. A lot of people have a lot of issues, but that's not what I wanted to say. We're opening a second can. This one is not from sponsor. Actually, there are no spoilers with any open source projects. Why? Anybody can go to GitHub. Anybody can change the how it's called. I forgot. Anybody can change the branch, Anybody can look at the pull requests, and you can see what's going on, what is being added, what has been approved, what hasn't been approved, and you can always track that information, what's going on. Some of the things in regard to voice, they have been keeping tight, but not really tight. You could still get information about that. But they're trying to control that process a little bit more than everything else. Vic, that's an awesome idea. Probably if it's so this is actually creating a SIP phone, I think. I don't know if that means that the Home Assistant will be having some kind of SIP server on itself to talk with those devices or not. But if it's actually SIP and not something else, then you could also install SIP phone on your mobile phone and use your headset to talk with Home Assistant. I bought myself a watch, but it's currently being charged, so I don't have it on my hand. Oh, my solar panel. I'm actually producing power now. More power. Today's maxi was 142 watts, which is okay. Yeah. What is the average? Average power produced was 40 watts. It's still not on the roof. But what I wanted to show you here, yeah. So I finally played with this one. It's currently it's not charging. Why is not charging? Why it's not charging anymore? I finally created the automation for this one, but something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. Let me just kill this screen for a second so I don't show something that shouldn't be seen, and then I have to kill you all for seeing that. Oh, I didn't say that loud. What is the sensor name? Pixel Watch battery state. 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 Ooh, capital letters. I'm shouting. Pixel Watch battery state. Let's copy it. Let's go to logbook. Let's paste it here. Copy here. Yo, it's discharging. Why is it discharging? Just give me a second. This time, don't talk behind my back. I can hear you. Whoa. Okay, hamster is done. Look at this. Charging, discharging. What's going on here? I'm not sure. When I went first time downstairs, I did also put the watch on the charger. I posted it on the Discord. I created automation that warns me when the watch is full. I love Pixel Watch. I hate it. So there are two things I hate about it. First, the size. Although the screen on it is actually bigger than the screen on my Huawei watch, but the Huawei watch was like a big chunk of watch. This one looks like so tiny on my hand, but the screen is larger, but there is no bezel. On the previous one there was like bezel like this one. And the second thing I hate about Pixel Watch is battery life. Huawei watch... Yum yum, hamster. Huawei watch had about 14 days max, like 12 days of battery life. This one like 12 hours. No, it's actually, but I have to charge it every day, and I usually charge it in the evening. So for example, I go to watch the news, put it on a charger, and then later when I remember, I put it back on my hand so it can track also my sleep. What happens is, for example, I put it at 6 p.m. on the charger, and I remember at 10 p.m. oh, I have to pick up the watch. So I created a simple automation in Home Assistant. This one here that is using battery state. When the battery is full, it sends me notification to mobile phone. It sends text to speak, text to speech. Yeah, it is definitely text to speech that watch is full, that I can come and pick it up. And actually, this is the first automation I did in like, I think, 3 or 4 months. The only thing lately I have been doing in my setup is maintaining it, updating it, cleaning stuff, if something breaks, fixing it. For example, I still have the maybe biggest mistake. I installed the music assistant on my system, which is great idea, but I don't support how it was handled, how the last update or break that was done by Home Assistant 2023.3 was handled. The biggest problem is that since I updated, I couldn't remove it, because you have to have integration inside HECS that is working to be able to delete it. Since it is failing to load, you cannot remove it. So what I have to do, and still haven't done it, is go into the database and by hand remove all the traces of Music Assistant. And Music Assistant will be migrated from HECS integration to add-ons. Okay, let me just a second. I have to send a message to my wife. Okay, just one more thing, please. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, Avik. I really like the idea of that. I really like the idea of that component. But how? When you talk with devs, they, for example, I like some of the integrations in HSCS that devs hate, and they, if they would have their way, those integrations would never exist. For example, PowerCalc. Home Assistant is actually missing that stuff internally. When we are already talking about it. Oh, to a local, no new version. And oh, I updated main setup with LCARs, but not this one. Why I leave those here? Because I check each and every one of them to see if there is something interesting to record video on that or not. Life of the influencer. So I like PowerCalc. I like the idea that how it's done, and I wish that this was somehow embedded in Home Assistant, because it is actually relying on a lot of information for Home Assistant, plus at the back end it has database of power usage of some of the devices, and it tracks power consumption of devices based on known power consumption of that device depending on the state it is currently in. So for example, if we have a light that can only be turned on or off, it knows how much power it is consuming in a standby state and on state. For the Amazon or Google speakers, it knows how much power it is using if it's not playing something. It knows how much power it is using when it's active and either responding to your queries or playing music. So based on that, it can give you very granular information about power usage in your home. But devs hate it, and why devs hated it? Because it's also is creating so much additional entities and information in the system that they don't like the way that it was implemented. And it would be so awesome if you know, devs from PowerCalc and devs from Home Assistant would just find a way on how we could have all that information in Home Assistant without doing stuff that they consider to be, you know, like abusing system, not using it correctly. Okay, so that there are some additional things. For example, PowerCalc I like, but as I said, devs don't like. Music Assistant, I like the concept, I like the idea, but somehow I think that somehow I think that it's superseded Home Assistant. So Home Assistant was supposed to be, you know, system. Home Assistant is the heart of the system, and things, you know, go on top of it. You know, you get new components, you get new integrations, and Home Assistant is something that is talking with everything, and it knows how to interpret data from there, push it there, send something, receive something, etc. So it's like heart of the system, and I believe that somehow Music Assistant thought of itself to be a layer under Home Assistant, that it is the main system and that Home Assistant is just there for whatever it needs to be there. I like the concept, I like the idea, I don't like how it was implemented. What else? Let's briefly go through my Let's go through my HACS and see what's there. Okay, I have to clear this out. So what I have, PowerCalc, yeah. Xiaomi Cloud Map Extractor. It's an awesome thing, but I actually never ever use it. My robot, I have S5, I think. S5 something something. At the end, no app is used for it. I do get statistical information in Home Assistant, and I have one automation for this robot. How my wife usually operates it. She picks it up, takes it by hand to a bathroom or corridor, and by the way, there is no way for the robot itself to arrive there by itself, so she has to take it. She puts it in a corridor, presses the start button, and then forgets about it. And it usually stands in corridor next 4 or 5 hours until somebody stumbles over it and something like that. Sorry. And then I created automation that would check the state, and if it's been in a idle state for too long, meaning that it cannot find the docking station and it's not charging, it sends notifications out until it is returned. But I don't use the maps and everything else. Sometimes I look at the map, but actually I could live without this cloud extractor if I would be able to get other information about the robot in a system. This media player, you see how I avoided to say no. I never use it. I don't think, I maybe use it once or twice so far in life, and that's it. I don't have use for it. I don't know what I would do with it. I don't rely on that assistant that much, so that's it. YouTube music player. Also, I installed it to test it and I don't use it. Calendarific, I have, but I don't have use for it. Anniversary, I also have, but I don't think I have any automation for it. That's a good question, Blackadder. When there is everything else, I think people wanted one place where they can, push text to speech, but also send media to play around the house. I have, for example, used for the radio player because my kids have a wake-up alarm set in the morning before they go to school. It tells them what time it is, turns on lights, and then plays a radio station. So maybe because of that, I'm not sure. There are better ways on controlling the media, but having it inside Home Assistant also allows you to maybe automate stuff and things like that. So I think that's the main purpose why somebody would decide to go there. Tuya Local, actually I have only because of one device, and yeah, my subscription did expire. Because of that, I don't have my Tuya switchboard camera anymore inside Home Assistant, so I only have one device here, and that is a microinverter. That's it. Look, a loop data sensor is great, but I don't use it as it should be used. So loop data sensor is the open source project which I created a video on it, how you can create your own sensor, and that is used to, for example, you live in a city, you install it outside, and then you share the air quality data on the open source map where everybody can see the quality of the air in the area, in the city, whatever. And the idea is to have as much sensors as possible so that people can see how the air quality looks across the globe. Mine is installed inside, and I track with that internal home air, so I'm actually abusing the system on using the sensor that was supposed to be installed outside to get data about the inside air quality. I did have to cancel most of the automations connected to it because, for example, when my wife was making us burgers and, you know, she was the PM ratings would go through the roof and it would trigger the alarms saying constantly the air quality is going down, please ventilate the area, etc., etc. So I do have it, I do use it, but yeah, you know. Nuki lock, I do use it more or less just to keep the track of the state of the door. I don't have my doors automated one way or the other. I don't use locket that much. We use opener more to open the front door on the building. Not that much lock itself. After I resolved some issues I had with my door and the Nuki lock, and I printed support for it to glue better to the lock itself, I'm happy with the setup. Everything is working nicely, but we don't use it that much. This one is also novelty. Lightning detector. You know, it tells me, you know, there is a lightning strike 50 kilometers or 3 kilometers from myself, but it's like earthquake detectors. I have it in Home Assistant. You get notified after something is happened because it cannot predict. I do have automations on that. I do have warnings on that. For example, if the lightning strikes are within 5 kilometer radius, I send notifications to everybody, you know, watch out, lightnings are in a whatever radius where you are. But, you know, okay. Watchman I have running and I'm using. Although I don't that often go and check out what's missing in terms of services and entities. Uptime Kuma I do use to track some of the services. Mold Risk Index I do use. And you know, I create a lot of automations for testing, and the biggest issue for me is that I forget what I created, and for past whoa, it was like yeah, Vic, you're right. And Synology Docker version of HA is more stable than supervised version. I don't think that I have currently Home Assistant running in Docker on Synology. I do have two virtual machines. Just a second, I will. Now it looks like, oh, I do. So I do have both Docker version and VMs running on a test setup. My main setup is in VM itself. I didn't see that there is a difference in the stability of between one or the other. I think that they should be in terms of the stability, they should be the same. I don't believe that there should be that much of a difference between one or the other. So when I recorded video, back to that multi-risk index, when I created video on that one, for some dumb reason, don't ask me why, I created automation that would notify me and send notification to one of the Telegram channels that I don't use that often. But it would also turn on the light in my daughter's bedroom. And like, I would go to bed at the evening, at midnight all the lights in the apartment automatically turn off, and I would go to bed and the lights would be on, then I would turn them off, then they would turn on. It was like, what's going on? And finally one day, and I always go through my main setup and try to find something there. It was like in the log files, you could just see that the state turned to on. So nothing happened, it just, the state turned to on. So like ghosts, like woo, on. And then I went to my recording setup and I figured that I have automation that was triggering it. Okay, wow. And I always do those stupid things, you know, and I forget what I did. So, but I am using more or less that, but I don't have that issues anymore, so that's not important. MicroTrick integration is nice one. It allows you to pull a lot of information from routers routers. Jokes. And but it's very dangerous integration. Why? It exposes a lot of switches. For example, if you don't watch out what you also expose to your Google or other smart assistant, you can tell it to turn routers. Routers. So if you, for example, say to it, turn all switches off, it can actually turn all the ports, turn all the firewall rules and things like that also off. And I did it a couple of times. The good thing is that it, when it turns them off, it actually blocks all the traffic. But it does take some time to figure out what's going on, I'll tell you. And it's not fun. So on one hand, it's a nice integration, but the question is, should you really expose those things to Home Assistant and leave that to your, household members to accidentally turn the firewall, block internet traffic, for example? My supervised version is stuck to an update with version 22. So you probably mean 2023.4 and 20. I'm not sure. I did. Supervisor updates are installed automatically. So supervisor is not something. By the way, one question. True, Rene, true. Yeah, I should do, I should, I do this for like 4 years and I should think of something, but I never do. One of the videos 3 years ago I did was airplane notification, and for some reason by mistake I flipped the switch a couple of times to enable it, and it sends notification on each and every aircraft flying above your head. And for testing purposes, I don't do like 5 kilometer radius. I put like 100 kilometers so that when I record video, I at least catch something flying. Like when those notifications start coming at the middle of the night, like a ping, 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 ping. Sorry, I wanted to check the system about. I'm on supervisor 2023.4.1 on one of the systems. (2023.4.0) on this system. (2023.4.1). So, did you, Mihai, did you also maybe update to operating system 10? Because I don't see it. I did see a couple of days ago. I think I saw that there was a supervisor. I don't know. So I'm subscribed to beta channel. So I do receive sometimes notifications for things that are still in beta, and maybe it was out. Maybe this is it 4.1. I think I've seen something else also, but yeah, I didn't update OS to 10 because I've seen that there are some issues on some of the installation types, and with OS I usually wait a couple of days for everything to settle down to see if there are any major bugs and things like that. I know that some people have been experiencing CPU issues of it going up steadily. I know that some things were later on tied to some of the add-ons. The issue was that something in OS has changed that resulted in add-ons putting continuous CPU or memory increase. So yeah. But I'm on 2023.4.5. I was on all of the OS updates on all of my system. This one is still not on 0.6. Maybe, okay, Mihai, maybe that's because of the OS 10. None of my systems is still on OS 10. So look, this is 9.5, This here is 9.5 and this here is 9.5. With OSs I try to keep, you know, I'm more careful with the OS updates than I'm with the Home Assistant core updates. So maybe that is related to that one. I'm really not sure. Let me get back to. Oh, this is old. Let's check. Nope. Yep. Let's check what version this is. 2023.1.1. This is an old system. I have bunch of. I think I can currently have at least 8 or 10. Vic, that's great. That's great. As I said, a lot of people were happy, but I did see that a lot of things have been fixed. Some of the things were not related to the OS, but were actually issues with the add-ons that popped up after the update to 10. So the OS itself was not guilty for something being wrongly done inside the add-on itself. Let's go back to HACS and... Okay. Oh, sorry. Then we have jokes. I have to remove this. This is creating so much of the traffic or everything. But I don't remember who posted this one. It's like dead jokes and they are terrible, but I really do love them. Yeah, I know, Mikhail. And the worst thing, of course, is if you do it in a VM, in Synology, it's not that easy to access everything and it can be really tough. So I do agree. But that's why I also, as I said, try to keep the OS updates. I wait for a couple of weeks for OS updates. Everything else I push. Supervisor, I think that you cannot control when it will be applied. Supervisor can pop up as an update, but it will automatically update itself in a couple of hours. For core, that's a different story. Yeah, Vic, those jokes are so lame, but I love them. A rolling camera, which I actually don't need anymore, since I think that currently rolling integration inside Home Assistant, so internal integration, is better than the rolling external component, while for years this was much better than the internal implementation. We don't talk about Music Assistant. Yeah. Mika, yeah. I still have main Synology. I had a cluster of Synologies, and I had a failover and everything done there. And then I updated one of my Synologies to the DSM-7, and my main setup is still on DSM 6.2, whatever is the latest version of Synology, so I cannot do cluster anymore, but I really like that idea. One of the things that I would also like to play with is these Zima boards and do cluster with them. Music HSCS, okay. MB, latest media, I will be removing because I think that I will be going Jellyfin, and I will do probably a video on Jellyfin. I know that a lot of you already are using Jellyfin. By the way, I don't know if anybody has seen my video on the Zima boards when I talked about the Jellyfin and how I talked about Plex and MB. I was a bit rude there, saying that the Jellyfin is everything Plex is. You just don't need to pay extra money for that. EMC earthquake RSS feed. Okay, great. This is post festum. If earthquake happens, you get a notification. YouTube. Yeah. YouTube integration. Thanks once again to, I think that how it's called, Pink Wafer. That's her integration. that Johnny helped with to fix some of the bugs. I use it to receive notification when there is a new video, etc. Has Agent, I'm currently having issues with it. It doesn't want to pull any information. I only can currently see media player from the agent itself. I don't know what's going on, why this happened, etc. But I'm very displeased. I wish there was a better way on how to do that. But yeah, that's it. We cannot do anything else. Anniversaries, I think it's also Pinky Wafers integration. Garbage collection is how it's called, Václav from Czech Republic. I will also be uninstalling it. And next rocket launch is, you know, like novelty. It's actually not used for anything. So a lot of things here I could actually live without. I have too many stuff installed. I currently have, not this one, where is the bug? 3,600 entities in the system, 2,200 sensors. I should clean up, and I should also work on the warnings and errors. I have, like, since the reboot I had 8,000 errors and 5,000 warnings on the system. Like, wow. Missing entities 66, missing services 1. This service actually is that notification. Well, it's dark outside. I'm scared. I'm alone. I'm home alone. Well, actually I can press that. This one has been updated, this one has been updated, this one I have to use Watchtower to update, and this one is currently updating. Oh yeah, no, on my main setup, no. Well, as I said, I mentioned it a couple of times already on past streams. We have a group on the Twitter where some of us content creators are. There is also Frank there. There are also some other people from the community there. I don't know how we ended up together in that group, but we were actually suggesting things to Frank to add to Spook, and we know even before it was released, we had access to the information on what's going on. We could test it, etc. I don't have it on my main setup. Actually, I should install it if I'm careful enough and do fun stuff. No, for this I don't think that anything can go wrong here. The system is pretty stable. Everything is okay. I did test already the version 4.6 on other systems, so everything is okay. And I stopped. I don't think that you should reboot Home Assistant, at least not that often. So because of that, I also stopped updating mostly on every update. So if there is an update, I can wait for a couple of days to see if another update will arrive, or I will update my recording setups, test setups, and update Home Assistant every second minor release. So for example, version 0, version 2, version 4, version 6, or something like that. Test setup I update on each release, and also in the summer house where I have Home Assistant running, I update only once per month. Yeah, but Spook has a lot of nice features, and some can be really spooky if you do and don't know what you actually are doing. You could, for example, remove everything from the database and things like that. We were like testing Frank to see how far he would go with it, and Alexei, he's known as Alpha 60 Alpha. Just give me a second. Alpha 65, yep, I was saying correctly. Alpha 65 was suggesting to him, oh, can you do that? Can you do that? Can you do that? Sure. So it was like Okay. Yeah, it can. But Vic, you are aware that there are users that do not, some people blindly follow things and don't ask what is going on with something, and you can do damage to your system with Spook. Yeah, it's fun when nobody's at home. I can stream whole night long. We can play a game. I don't have any game. I want to play something. I don't know what I can play with. I have VR glasses. VR glasses are actually one of those things that I'm not sure was a good investment. It's not like cheap, and I bought it, but actually I actually don't see that big benefit of it. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to receive one additional package that I didn't talk about it. One of my favorite also shops that unfortunately I don't need that much is Lab 4450. If anybody has 3D printers, okay, this is more or less for the Vorons, but this is ADXL 345, designed to be mounted on the hot end itself, which is the best location because you want to see vibrations at the hot end. So yeah. So a lot of stuff is arriving. A lot of stuff will be happening. I'm really happy with it. But still, I just, for example, for Zima board, I said, okay, it is $120 or $160 or $200 for a device, which is pricey. And I did say that, nah, I'm just waiting for somebody commenting in a comment section below how he bought out of eBay used. Whatever. And of course there were comments like that. Yeah, I can buy. Okay, great. But I'm not comparing. I was not comparing some used device with other used device. I'm comparing new device. There are Odroids that can be bought with a similar price range, but for example, for $150 Odroid, how it's called, H something, you get device without RAM or MMC storage or without case or something like that. So I do believe that it's not a cheap device. I never said it's cheap. I never said that the device is cheap, but I think that for the price range, it's really okay device. And yeah, I know that a lot of people will not agree with me, but okay, come on. I know that there are used devices that you can buy. You can even receive it for free. If you have a friend that doesn't need it, he can, for example, give it for free. But that doesn't make that device that is free better than this device here. And also, you cannot compare some, small factor PC that is using 100 watts of power with device that's using 6 watts of power. I'm aware. Yeah, Blackadder, exactly. It's cheap for what it is, and I like somebody spent some time thinking about this device. They didn't just create a brick. It's like nice device. Will I ever use PCI port? Probably not, but somebody may, for some case, need it. Somebody may create switch for it or router with it, and you can have, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 ports, or somebody may need 10 gigabit ports. I don't care about. So yeah, it only has 1 gigabit. Come on, how many? Okay, wrong question. Now I know that I will be now spend for that. But who is actually using 2.5 or 10 gigabit network at home? If you are, great, but majority of people still have 100 megabit networks at home. They have telecom routers that don't support nothing faster than 100 megabit. I use gigabit and I'm happy with it. I don't. Maybe there is a benefit of going up to 2.5 gigs or 10 gigs, but I don't see currently the benefit for that. And I said, device has only 1 gigabit. Come on. And what do you want to do with it, you know? Host Netflix. Sorry. You know, you can look at things positive way, you can look at things at negative way. Positive way is if you can afford pillow for $659, then you can sleep at night because you don't have that much problem, or at least money is not one of your problems. I know, but if your switches, so it's like Unify, you know, like people glorify, but it's not the issue with Unify. I often can rant about Unify, but it's actually not issue with Unify. It's issue with all of the network equipment. Things were much simpler before we had, you know, unified thread protection. Christopher, exactly. You know, I remember I had one client that said I needed to have 10 gigabits for a PC, and I said, okay, but for what PC is used? It's Office PC. I said, but okay, why do you need an Office PC with 10 gigabits? Will you be doing video rendering? Will you be... No, it's like writing Word. Okay, but then please don't... Okay, yeah, sure, but why? Also, if you don't have... You have switch, but if... And you don't have end devices. But even if you have end devices that don't have switch, you still... Okay, so what I wanted to say is, for example, if you look at the ASA's previous firewalls, it was much easier. You had rules on the network. The device itself was capable of handling this much traffic, and you know, device can handle up to 500 megabits of traffic on this many firewall rules. And then came unified thread protection, how it's called, unified thread protection. Then you had unified whatever, all those security thingies that were added on the firewall. It started with Palo Alto, later on FortiGate, then Unify. The problem is that when they talk about capacity of most of devices, I'm now talking about something that I'm not that comfortable with, but I did get burned a couple of times, so okay. When they said, look, okay, this device can handle 200 megabits of inbound traffic. And then you look at the footnote and it says, without UDP or without anything else. You know, it's like just incoming traffic that is, wow, going inside your network. You turn on UDP, then you get, instead of 200, because of the bottleneck of the CPU, memory, bus, whatever, it drops from 200 to 120 megabits. Then you turn on additional functionality, thread protection, I don't know, whatever, and it drops to 100 megabits per second. So you buy a device that has 2 megabits per second maximum throughput on the outbound or inbound port, on the external ports. You turn on thread protection, you turn on whatever, it drops to 100, which is 50% of what actually device states, because they are usually selling you devices that say, you know, this car can drive 250 kilometers per hour without roof. And you don't drive without roof. You always have roof, and you have people, and you have baggage, and you have fuel in the car, and you are not driving without wind, and you are not driving on a straight road. So it just like lowers and lowers and lowers maximum throughputs of the network itself. Why I said that? Because I was looking for buying a Unify Dream Machine or something that would be used as a router. I currently have 200 megabits per second speed of the network, fiber optics. I have it for like 7-8 years. And the problem with that is that at the time when I was looking to buy it, UDP had maximum throughput. That device that I was looking had maximum throughput of 200 megabits per second, or something like that. And I know that my next update to the network will be 1 gigabit internet speed. I will not be going less, I will be going more, because probably, yeah, it will be cheaper at some time. And the problem with UDP was that actually it would be provided with lower internet speed than my current MikroTik is providing me with. Sure, that device may have some extra functionality that my current router doesn't have. It has for sure better UI than the MikroTik has. It for sure is easier to configure than the MikroTik is. But I would get less of bandwidth available to my system. Sorry, my wife posting something. So that's it. Yeah. When I do receive comments, I really am at the end aware of some of the things, and I know that there are alternatives, but I try to detach myself from that and look from the perspective of devices. So that's why I really like to play with the Zima board. I wish I had spare discs, but this month I bought myself a new mobile phone because the old one had headset dying. I also bought a new watch because I wanted to test some of the functionality of Home Assistant on the watch, and I wasn't going for the iOS, I was going for the Android. While I was there, I also bought myself a new headset. Then one of my drives failed. Then I'm currently at full capacity, so I had to buy another 10 terabyte drives. And it just like adds, and I said, okay, this month I will definitely not be buying any more SSDs. And I also have issue. My main setup is I have to replace the graphics card. I think I will be having issues with the new card, so I will probably have to replace the power supply too. You know, new graphic card will probably be around 400 euros plus new power supply, plus it will result in me needing to replace also the motherboard and the CPU, and it's like, so yeah. I know, yeah, Hypex, that was the issue for me. It was like I was looking for it, and I said, okay, at this point in my current setup, it would be okay, but I don't see it as something that would be future-proof. I would love to have all the functionalities of Dream Machine with all the threat protections, with all the security features, with firewalls, with everything, and to be able to use 1 gigabit. I really would love to have such type of a device over MikroTik. Although if you compare MikroTik costs, I can get MikroTik that does the similar functions, not similar functionality for not half the price, like 20% of the UDM or UDM Pro or whatever. Yeah, some insider info I got is that from the people that work there, is it for them it was funny how they were spending so much time, money and effort on the UI design and not the equivalent of that into the technical design of their devices. So they're like more concentrating on the UI than the what this UI should actually do. Hey, Street Twist. We're on Coke, not that Coke, just Coca-Cola. Sorry. Let me send one more message. Okay, okay. So, hey Nenad, pozdrav. Mihaj, yeah, I'm not sure for the gigabit. I know that I did for one of my clients. It brings back bad memories. I did have router for the two ISPs, two ones, and he was using it for the mobile network, and he was using it in such a way that, for example, when he uses the monthly limit on one network, it would switch over to the other network, but I'm not sure for 1 gig. Mark, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I don't. So we already had a sponsored drink. S stands for sponsored. Energy drink, which I only drink on streams, so it's like once every 2 weeks. And Coke we have sometimes. We don't. For example, my youngest daughter, I think that she never ever in her whole life had Coke. She doesn't. She's not into it. The older one already has, but the older one is currently 18, and for all those that are from EU, kids with 18 years old, it's not like States. They can officially drink. They can drink outside even with 17 years in the bars because nobody asks them for ID, and with 18. So no, but she's more of a beer girl. Ooh. Hypex actually, since the euro was introduced, more or less anything can be paid with the card nowadays. They don't frown as they used to. Okay, so I live in a capital. The problem with card payments is why they frown about it is that some of the restaurants on the coast and things like that don't pay taxes as much as they should, and it's much easier for them to fake daily profits if they don't have credit cards. So that's why some bars and restaurants on the coast don't want to accept credit card, because based on that the tax service can track what was their daily income. But more or less nowadays, I don't remember when I paid anything with cash. Oh yeah, actually I did went to the to the farmers market today and bought some flowers there, so I paid that with the cash. But Nena, did I say something wrong? But actually, bars, cafe bars, most of them handle credit cards. Shops, everybody you can buy gums, you can pay everything with a credit card. Yeah, I had a couple of years ago, I had such a fight between one restaurant. Christopher, yeah. No, actually, no. The problem is that you tip the waiter, but the people that are making fraud are the restaurant owners. I remember that there is a bar at Hvar. I will be now prosecuted probably. There was one famous bar on the Hvar where Hvar was always expensive. Then it became stupid expensive. It was like Ibiza on a Coke, actually like Ibiza. So. And there was one bar that I went once on a coffee in the morning. I went there for coffee in the morning, and when actually you can buy coffee for €1, there was a coffee cost of the coffee was like €5 or something like that. So I sit with a couple of colleagues, I ordered drinks, and I think that just from the coffee that morning they had a traffic of a couple of thousand of euros. And one year they have inspector that was there, and he was sitting all day counting how many people went inside and outside of the bar, and when the bar was closing, they and the balcony, yeah. And when they entered in the evening the bar, they came with the police. They said that, okay, listen, we're tax office, we want to see a list of all the transactions you made today. And it was like they made like €150 whole day, and probably they made like a couple of tens, if not hundreds of thousands of euros of traffic that day. So they get a hefty fine for that one. Yeah. Yeah. Hypex, do that. By the way, Vic, I was in Siena last year. Was it Siena? I think last year, and we were like walking around and blah blah blah. And we actually didn't have any cash with us anymore. You know, we buy ice cream, buy water here, there, and we had only credit cards. We didn't get any cash on the ATM, and my wife saw a couple of postcards, and she wanted to buy postcards, and they said no, minimum payment for credit card is like €10 or something like that. Yeah, Rene, yeah. You probably know, Rene, what bar I'm talking about. I was on one other island a couple of years ago. Not everything. Well, not everything, but I hope that it was very close. I went to a restaurant with my wife. It was a long time ago. We still didn't have any kids. And we were sitting and we were waiting for a ferry to, board and leave the island. And I wanted to pay, and I said, like, raised my hand and waved to the waiter and said, check, please. And the owner came and started yelling me, what check? What do you think, that I will get a check? And started yelling me. And I was like using check, please, as a word I want to pay. Not that I really care about check or not, but I wanted to pay. And he was like yelling that he will throw me out of the restaurant. Oh, I said, good. And it was next door to police station. And I said, okay, listen, guy, I have time. Bye-bye. No check. According to law, if I don't receive a receipt, I don't have to pay. So, bye-bye. And I went to police station and reported everything. And also, the next to the police station was a tourist board, and I also reported there. And it was really fun. I was like, check, please. I want to pay. And it was like, I almost got beaten up for that. Rene, yeah, that was actually that happened on Vis, in Vis. But it was a long time ago. A lot of things have changed now. More or less, a lot of restaurants do try to keep up everything legit and pay their taxes, etc. Vic, have a nice dinner. I should probably wrap up. This has been, I think, the longest stream. And by the way, for all of you, for all of you wondering how can I yell so much and have such a long stream, I'm alone. I'm home alone. Me and my dog. Me, myself, and I, and my dog. Yeah. I prefer Komija. By the way, this year, once again, I will be in Komija. I don't remember when I booked everything there. Now I just need to figure out where I can find money to pay the vacation there. It's expensive, the apartments there. Nice ones. Blah, 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 blah. So, anybody wants to talk about anything else? What the? It was what version? Yep, yeah. But look, yep. We're talking about pillows. We don't care. We don't talk about Bruno. Yes. I think it was my main setup. So this one here. No, it's still updating. My main setup takes a long time. I think I have large database. Come on. System. It's doing. I think I have about 6 gigs or 4 gigs of, no, 5 gigs of databases I have, so yeah. Gig database. It takes some time to do the backup and everything, so I think it's, the restarts are okay. Restart, I can have machine from initiate to full startup in 1.5 minutes, maximum 2 minutes. But when I install the update, it takes hours and hours and hours. Not hours, but it can take 30 minutes to 40 minutes. I like this. At some point I was looking to buy some old, somewhere in the middle of the island, not close to the coastline. Some small cottage or small house, like 1 room or something like that, but yeah. The problem is database size. I didn't. The devs talked a lot about the devs talked a lot about the optimization of database. I actually, when I updated my database last time, I was looking at the numbers. I think I had 5 gigs before the update started, and they say you can expect it to shrink down. And after the update, it was 5.4, so it even increased a bit. But I think that we also have once a month purge that should happen, I think, this weekend or next weekend, something like that. Storage. It is currently restarting. Oh, where is the drive? We were playing also with this drive here. As I said, I never played with the TrueNAS. I don't have any spare drives. I don't have any spare disk. I think my Synology is currently at 94% or 95% filled. So I'm currently around 500 megs free, gigs. Yep. I didn't manage to pick up. I have this that I ordered in the office, but on Friday I didn't manage to pick it up. I was planning to do the switch from 4 tera to 10 tera this weekend, but I'll do it next week. I have to plan carefully because it takes usually around 30 hours for full disk repair, etc. So I have to be careful when I do it because I use those disks when I record or render videos. So that's one of the things I have to be careful about. Wow. Mine is still internal. Hypex. Mine is. I've decided to not go with the external database. I'm using internal database for Home Assistant. So this is a pure MySQL or whatever SQL they are using. 5 gig. Blah blah blah. I don't use Edgard anymore. I've turned it off when I switched from Synology 4.15 to 9.20, and I never installed it back. So yeah. Just a second. I received, I got like 5, 6, 7 packages last week, and the postman actually. There is a story about the tickets for the parking at one company that I worked previously. I was living in a zone where it was parking zone, and I had a company car. And at the point, you were not able to buy tickets as a person living in that street if you used company car. So I received like every day a ticket or 2 tickets. It was like wow, and they stopped sending me one ticket after the other. They were just like doing a monthly recap, like 2 A4 papers with all the traffic violations or bad parkings I did. And they brought it to the company, and I was just like, okay, just give me that. Yeah, I pay the invoice, and that's it. And once, and they just stopped looking. They just, for the whole company, they started sending all the traffic violations for the parking to my name. And one month I was like, wow, how many tickets I got. And I saw there were like registration numbers that were not mine there and things like that. SQLite, yeah. It is SQLite, I think. Mika, actually, I already made a video on the fail drive, how to rebuild it. Actually, replacing the drive, I cannot do shorts. I simply cannot do shorts. I hate it. The video editing that needs to go into shorts is something that I'm not comfortable with. And it's really waste of it's like you can go in a Synology and disable drive, then pull it out, or you can just simply pull that drive and insert the new one. That's it. There's nothing else to do. It should start auto building and everything, but I will record and see if I can do a video on that. It's very simple. This is Unraid or Uniraid, how I call it, and I apologize to everybody for that. I need to try also through NAS. I need to try it also through NAS, and I need to see why is this going on. Maybe because I flashed the same stick on the same device and has a trouble with the trial period, etc., etc. Maybe that's because of that. Okay, it is now loading up. It will take some time to finish everything up. I think I also have a timer that gives me voice notification when loading everything is done, but it responds about it waits for 2 minutes after everything is up and running to notify me that everything is up and running. Let's update while we are here. To your local. What's new? Sans switch entities were deprecated. Buttons. Okay. Pet feeder. Motion sensor. LoRa type garage door. Smart plug. Metro. Blah, blah, blah. Update. And while we're here, I will update also this one. No, you're kidding me. Disconnect. So in the log files, I think you can clear those errors can be cleared. I think those errors need to be manually cleared just so that you don't miss them. Or was it some other device? I'm not sure if Synology has the same principle. I forgot. If you manually have to go somewhere and like check mark, okay, I know about that, skip it. I think that it was like that, or not. There's some annoying errors which actually are not that important. Okay, yeah, music assistant dismiss, new devices dismiss. We updated HSCS, and that's why we'll go and do restart. Let me see if I can. What errors do we have here? No, 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 nothing. Nothing here. Okay. Storage pool. Ooh, I never did a scrubbing on this. I did these here. I think I replaced. I'm not sure if I replaced 1 or 2 drives here. I know that I replaced one of the drives. Let's go to here. Health information. 4,000 hours. 27,000 hours. So this probably is the new one. 4,000 hours. So actually, oh, it's 46,000 hours. I can do numbers. This is 4,000. This one is 46,000 hours. 4,000 hours. So I did replace those two, drive 2 and drive 4. Nothing here. Yep. Okay, we should probably wrap up the things. We are approaching 9 p.m. local time. I have to check what's going on with my watch. Why don't we... why don't we see battery state? Battery state, discharging. Come on, let's twist again like we did last summer. Okay, thank you everybody for joining the stream. Mihai, thanks for becoming a YouTube channel member. I have also, I don't have 412, I have 213 or 214 play or something like that, that is still running on original drives. It's like I think that I've seen the drives that are like 8 years now running, 9 years, something like that. Yeah, 415 is old. I think I have 2 original drives inside, but 2 needed to be replaced. But I those drives, I either have luck with them or I'm not lucky. I have now, what is now, Hitachi. I think Hitachi, I have 4, in the new one I have Hitachi 4 terabytes, and one of them failed after less than 2 years. Yeah, less than 2 years. Ooh, I've got a subscription from Insurgent. But there is also Mihai S, who became YouTube channel member. Thank you, Mihai, for, by the way, thank you for being active. YouTube really likes, by the way, yeah, thanks everybody who, even if you say in the comment section under the video, you know, you gray BS or something like that, it really means a lot, because YouTube is counting those on top of the views. So comments means interaction. Interaction means that video is interesting, and that means that it will try to show the video to more people. So yeah, thank you all, thank you for joining, thank you for being here. I will go out now with the dog for a walk, charge my phone, and I will be going out with friends on a drink. I have to check what happened with the hamster. We cannot forget about the hamster, to hear the story about the hamster trafficking and things like that. Thanks everybody for being here. You are really awesome. If you have any suggestion for future video, comments, etc., drop it somewhere, either on the Twitter, Discord, Instagram, which I forgot that I have all the time. And I will see you next time. Until then, bye bye and have fun. And oh yeah, I always forget. Sorry about that one. Bye bye.